Okay, so it's day 3, and let's start our exchange machines here, and check what we have done already and what needs to be done. So starting the machines. So we have right now just 2 exchange machines here, and well, we need the third one as well, and that could also happen in the background while we are setting up our exchange server. So we need to do some basic settings as well as get that third machine up and running. So second exchange machine, a total third virtual machine that we would need, and so for that we can just so our diagram would then I need to create the same diagram for our exchange environment as well. Server 1 is there, Active Directory, and server 2 is there with exchange server. Just borrowing that diagram from there, and going for the third server here, exchange server. So but let's just while it is starting now, in fact I hope it is started for everyone. So server 1, let's log in first to server 1. In my case it is kind of in a shock. Yikes. Second is fine. Oh, did we take a snapshot? Thank God we had a snapshot. I had a snapshot. So I'm just gonna put that what we have done already. So we have 2 machines here, 1 domain controller and 1 exchange server. Later we're going to be, or today possibly, well, we should be introducing the third one as well. So this is the exchange and other server 2 actually. So what we need to do rest onwards today, I'm just gonna put that here. 3 server 1. Okay, so we have already done 390 users have been created, and their mailbox have been created as well. Excuse me. So we check? Yeah, we checked our mail flow, if it is if we are able to email to ourselves, and it was working fine last time. So and we checked if we can log in. Can we log in to our exchange ECP, which is the dashboard for controlling exchange? So ECP is the exchange control panel, and so we were able to do some of these tasks, and I'm just going to line up now some more tasks for today. So but first we have to make sure that our mail flow is still working, our services are working for exchange, and I'm gonna tell you this command. We're gonna try this command now, PowerShell command, that's going to help us go for the checking of just only exchange services. This can be applied for the SQL Server services as well, but with PowerShell we can check exchange, if the exchange services are working fine or not on multiple servers as well. Right now we're just going for our own first server here. So my domain controller is up. I'm just logging in from that. Guys, whenever you start your machines, always make sure that first you log into your domain controller, make sure it is started properly, and then log in from any other server, right? Excuse me. Okay, so server 01. 3.1.2 of course. So now on server 3, first of all, I'm making sure that server 1 is logged in already, right? It's already logged in, services are started, we're good. So I'm just going to go for server 3 here. Oh, I called it server 3 last time because server 2 was corrupted. Sorry for that. I'm just gonna change my, and because I was, I have that commentary doing whatever I'm doing, I'm just saying that. So okay, sorry about that. So I'm just gonna go for renaming it, so I'm also not saying it what I'm doing, so it should be correct here, server 2. And okay, so server 1 logged in, installed, logged in, okay, not installed, started. Server 2. So first of all, guys, this slide shows you the services. So how to check Exchange services from PowerShell, and that's always a very quick process. And I would recommend that from now onwards, whenever you start your machines, you can just run one command, and that tells you yes, all Exchange services are working fine. So we can go for first command here. Excuse me, get dash service MS Exchange, right? Everyone is able to see that? So get dash service, so I'm just going to write that too. So server 2, everyone there, let's go for our, let me just put it on magnifying glass. We all see PowerShell here. Let's just right click PowerShell just like last time. If you see run as administrator, just go for that like this. If you don't see, just right click further. If you just see this Windows PowerShell, just go for run as administrator like this, right? So anyway, if you see that already, just go for run as administrator. And then yes, so everyone started PowerShell. Okay, silence means yes. So we can just go for get dash so get dash what, so we can just go for get dash service, right? So what services are stopped and what services are starting or started. So get dash service, and what type of services you're looking for? Any service that starts with these words MSEXCH. So any service that starts with the words MSEXCH and then the star, right? Because luckily we have that sequence here that all the Exchange services, when we go for the name here, they all start with MS Exchange. So we can just search like this. So get dash service MSEXCH. Let's type it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and type it. So okay, I have to put that even bigger here. So get dash service MSEXCH star, right? So it should only give Exchange server related services on this computer. So if everyone has written that, press enter and check what services are installed, because it's an Exchange server. So we should be seeing, if I press enter now, I'm seeing all these services here, and this is the end of okay, hey, you know that already, that's not fair. Okay, so get dash service MSEXCH star. Now we can see that all the services, or majority of them, are running. If I go for the status here, the stopped ones are Exchange IMAP for BE, and then another set of services are stopped, which is migration POP3 BE. The ones that are stopped, it's okay. We haven't configured IMAP, or we haven't configured POP3 yet, and we will be configuring them later. But right now, if they say stopped here, it's okay. We don't have to worry about that for now. Yep.
More
Exchange services?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is covering one majority or the major services that we want to see.
When I type that command, I have fewer services than you have.
Fewer services. So, and it's the same wording, right? PowerShell. Guys, are we seeing anyone else also seeing fewer than this one? Excuse me. So it's get that service space msexch star, and how come it should be the same set of services? So we can go to the services area directly just to check, because here we can just know already what services are running and not running. But let's visit our Exchange server. So server 2, I'm just going to right click here on the that Windows icon, right? So when you right click and go to run like this, everyone there, we're going for the services.msc, right? So run and type here services.msc, right? Everyone there? So services.msc, that's a good chance to have a sip. Okay, if everyone has written that, press OK. Services.msc, right? So press OK. Are we on the same page? Yeah. Okay, cool. So if you go for startup type here on the right side and click that startup type, and you see all the automatic services first coming, and the status should be running for everyone. But if we go to the name side of the column here, so if you keep going down, now the exchange related services are showing here, right? So that should be as many, all these services should be showing here, right? As it's showing to my screen, it should be exactly the same in your screen as well. Is that the case? Mm-hmm.
In PowerShell, could you type that exchange command into measure?
Well, yeah, sure. I have certain more commands that I'm gonna give, but the command I gave should be giving the same results in your machine, but we're gonna give more.
That's what I want to see. So just type service MSX, type that into just measure. I just want to see how many services you have left.
Yeah, okay. And also we can just check get dash service as well. Just get that service if you go. Okay, so I have this you can try that as well, but if these services are showing here, this means at least our Exchange installation is good. It's not showing in PowerShell for some reason, and majority is quiet, so I have no idea if others are also having not this list, or they are seeing this list and fewer. Hey, how are you able to count that there you have fewer services? Like, so it's not that much. This is just a guess, right? Okay, because so we can get for, so let me just show you quickly as well one more thing here. Get service, it just shows you the same area if it's just the get service, right? If you just scroll up there, we should be seeing all those Exchange services again, right? The whole list is there, so it is showing already all those. Now which switch are we talking about? I can just go with the ones that I have put there. So there's that other information, yeah.
That type measure after that service MSX.
Okay, let's do that. So now, so when we type there like this, so what you're saying is this, so pipe and MEASUR, is that so? Okay, when you press enter, so count is 26. Okay, and you're getting 26 as well?
Yeah, I got 26 too.
Okay, that's actually a good way to check that out. You're not seeing 26? It is. Oh.
One of the services is stopped on my server.
Okay, so it's just showing running services, right? Strange. It should be showing all. Okay. Oh yeah. So the next is this. it's gonna get a little. This command here tells you the status of how many are stopped and how many stopped are there. It will start them automatically as well. So if we just have the pipe and then where object and dollar underscores dot status minus equals stopped, then it's going to show that all the services that are only stopped. It's only going to show those services, right? So in our case, I think we have 5 services that are stopped, and we're going to start one of those as well later. So if you're seeing this, you can just start typing that. After the pipe, you can just go for where dash object space and then curly bracket here, dollar underscore dot status minus eq quotes stopped, and then the curly bracket. So this means that this will only tell what services are stopped. Are we all writing that? This one? You just have to go for this one. Do not start those services. No, don't go for this second command. Just go for this one, right? So if we are seeing this, so when you run that, does it show all the commands that are stopped and they are related to exchange only, right? Everyone is able to see that in the back as well? No. You're not able to see that? So okay, it's okay. How about now? Okay, and please do let me know if you want me to make it more, zoom it more. Oops. So does it show to everyone that only the stopped commands are appearing, right? So let me know if everyone's done so I could just go ahead. Okay, cool. So it's but do not, I'm just saying that do not run the second one, so I'm just going to hide that as well. Do not run the second one. Second one will start whatever is stopped. We don't want to start those commands. Or it's too late. Okay. I was saying from time to time, but if you started, still doesn't matter. I mean, like, it's not going to damage anything. It's just started. That's all. But we get to know how to start as well. But okay. If everyone has written that, let's just go ahead now. So get service pipe where object dollar underscore dot status. So I'm just gonna quickly put that in the notepad so I don't have to type it, or maybe it already is. I just pasted that there, so the whole thing, it just shows the stop services. Okay, so let's go ahead. We get that MS Exchange that, and I would just suggest always that whenever you're logging to your server, suppose there are some other applications installed, you can just go for SQL typing here and star as well. So it's going to just show you SQL services, right? And then it's going to give you the status of, that's for the other class, bro. And maybe there are SharePoint services. So maybe you go to services area and then check for SharePoint services. What are the names of the services they're starting from, and run that. So it just applies for everyone. So let's go ahead a little, and after we have checked our services here and they're all running, which were supposed to be running, then we can go for next task here, which is so exchange recipients. And before that, we need to check if our exchange environment and the two URLs are opening fine. One URL is of course ECP, so that should be or must be running fine. And the second thing is, we're gonna always, when we start the class, we should be checking if the mail flow is working fine, right? So I'm just gonna go back to server 2 here and go for the URLs. You can just start those URLs from domain controller, or you can start that from server 2 as well, doesn't matter, right? So first URL we are trying to do here is or check here is those two same URLs. So if I go to Internet Explorer on server 2, these URLs can be opened from domain controller as well as server 2, right? So server 1 and server 2 both. So I'm just going for HTTP. So it looks like that I never started there or checked there the URL. So https:// and then the name of this server. So if I go to local server 3-3102, I can just go for the FQDN as well. I can just go for the local host as well. So here, so https:// server 02 -3102 dot exchange domain dot local / OVA is for emails, ECP is for the dashboard of Exchange server, right? So if I go for after typing just the FQDN of my server 2 like this, I can just go for /OWA here, right? /OWA. So it looks like this now, right? So from the start, https server 02-3102 dot exchange domain dot local / OVA. If you are able to type that, just press enter, and does your email open? Does my email open? So if it's not working this way, is it opening for anyone? So last time, the way we opened, do you have those links? Does it show HTTPS there? So we can check. Maybe I checked on domain controller, so I'm just gonna quickly go there and check that there, and we can use localhost as well. Then we can just go for host part. So guys, let's just try this one as well. From the 2, just press delete and remove the domain.local part and check again if it works just like this. It does. Okay, we're good. Later we're gonna configure it that way that it's going to work with the FQDN as well. We just have to make certain changes here. Again, is it working for everyone? No? Yes? So I'm gonna go to the server 1 here on domain controller just to check, because it's not working for me, right? So I'm gonna check the DNS part here, that why is my ECP or URLs not opening. So tools and DNS, I think for everyone it is working. For me only it is not working, or if anyone else is not working, you can just do this. Go on domain controller and go to tools. For those it is not working, they can only do that. Others can see this only. So I'm just opening on domain controller the DNS and going to forward lookup zone, exchange domain, just checking if our A records in the forward lookup zone are good. So server 1 200.1, server 2 200.2, and 3 200.3 are there. That's good. Reverse lookup zone, yes, all the pointer records in the reverse lookup zone are also there for all 3 of the servers. Actually, you have just 2 servers, and I'm again saying 3 here. So the third one in my case is okay. That now I know why it's not working. So here, yeah, because it's just for my environment, server 2 last time crashed for me, so I just put server 2 here. In my URL it should be 3, as for me it's 3, right? So I'm getting confused more. So in your case it is 2, in my case it is 3. So it should work like this, right? Okay, so once it is open, just log in quickly and check your mail flow by emailing yourself, right? Emailing to yourself. Is it working for everyone? So, well, if it's not opening, it just check your spellings, HTTPS and the machine name /over. So this screen should be showing here, and try it on second machine as well, because it's all DNS related, right? So if this area, if you're in the credentials area, right? So just log in, and I'm just using that class password to log in now. Opening Mailbox, right? Working? Okay. So, well, the email from the last time are showing there, but I'm just gonna quickly check if the mail flow is working for our Exchange environment. So I'm just going for new email here, right? And just email to myself or any other user. But myself means that you know, it's gonna come back. This means inbound, outbound within the Exchange environment is working fine, right? So Exchange admin. Now when we type it's already cached address here. So click that and test. We already did test. So test 3 maybe, whatever. Test 3 on the subject and test 3. Okay, send. Okay, yeah, it arrived. So yes, our mail flow is working fine. The email I just sent now. So I hope it arrived. That email that you sent to yourself or the Exchange admin, it arrived as well, right? So this means inbound, outbound within the environment from the mailbox, it's working fine. If that's the case, then we can quickly go for the next URL, which is the ECP. So we could just check now, and well, actually all the tasks are there in the dashboard where we control the Exchange environment, right? So I'm just gonna go to that same Internet Explorer where we opened the OVA here like this with this path. This time I'm just gonna put that HTTPS and the name of my server. Don't be confused with the 3. Mine is 3, yours is 2, right? So I'm just gonna put the /ECP instead now, right? So I'm just gonna go to the second tab here on the Internet Explorer, and let's just quickly try to open our Exchange control panel, or the dashboard, right? So again, it's server 2 for you and 3 for me, right? So ECP. Now I'm just putting this path here, right? And this should open your Exchange control panel. If it is open, just log in from there, right? So enter. Everyone put that? Okay, enter. And now, well, because I was already logged in from my mailbox, so it did not ask my credentials again. It just let me go inside, right? So now this whole dashboard is showing here, and all the options are here: recipients, permissions, compliance management, organization, protection, mail flow, mobile, public folders, unified messaging. Now in recipients, well, this is the page that's going to open for everyone, right? In the recipients, you can see mailboxes, groups, resources, contacts, shared, and migration, right? So again, this is all for recipients, obviously. So we have lots of mailboxes here, and did we last class try to log in from allen.read mailbox or any other mailbox that we created in the 390 users with PowerShell? We didn't try to log in from any other mailbox, right? So on whichever server, so suppose on server 2 you have opened the OVA for, or OWA, Outlook Web Access for Exchange admin. On server 1 we can go and open the Outlook Web Access for allen.read user. So again, if I go here to the recipients area, I hope everyone is on the same page. Recipients area, mailboxes, this account name alan.read at exchangedomain.local, right? So the mailbox is here because we created that mailbox last time, right? So we can just type this name and log in to the mailbox of alan.read as well. But don't try to log in from server 2. If you have already opened the Exchange admin on server 2, let's go for server 1 or a separate server to open the mailbox of a normal user who has no privileges across this environment, right? So open the Internet Explorer. It's already open on server 1 here, right? And the same path, https:// now, well, wherever the Exchange server is, of course, that computer name will be written there. And in our case, of course, again, in my case, server 03, don't be confused. In your case, server 02, right? So server 03-3102 / OVA. So I'm just opening mailbox of another user now, right? So, and it is a separate server, so it should let me open that, because any domain joined machine, you can just open that. And it is thinking. Okay, so you should be seeing this screen now. So it's just saying that there's a problem with the website security certificate here. So it is showing that if it shows that in the production environment in your company, that's unacceptable, right? And this also is unacceptable, that the laptop. Okay, I'm good. So yeah, this message, we will be later doing some labs to remove this message. If this message comes, this means it's not a professional environment. In the company, it's not acceptable to get this message, right? So we're going to be deploying certificates as well, or certificate files to our Exchange servers as well, from local certificate services, or we're going to try, from outside as well, if everyone is willing to buy a certificate in $2,000 each. I'm just kidding. Okay, so when the certificate topic comes, we're going to talk about that, right? But let's go continue to this website. If you see this, just click this, not recommended. Clicking not recommended is recommended now. So continue to the website, click. And one day it's gonna open, or Monday. Or we can also do, well, I was gonna show you that add it to the safe sites in the browser, so it opens fast then, right? But since it's loaded already, so let's just go for that user. So how would we put that user? The domain name / username, right? So it's like this, exchange domain. You don't have to put .local there, / and then alan.reid. So it should be like this, right? All right. So, and the password. Okay, in the script, the password is capital P and password 1, right? So it's capital P and the rest is small case and 1. 1 is small case as well. Okay. Yeah, boring crowd. Yeah. So password 1, it looks like Z's. Okay, so let's go inside, sign in. So that's another mailbox, and we can have so this is the user mailbox that we already are logging in from. Let's get going with our recipient. Okay, so once you log in, this screen comes for the Alan Reed mailbox, and just select the time zone here, Eastern, and save. So selecting the time zone and go inside, right? Okay, so well, the mailbox is in. We're all inside the mailbox, right? Okay, so let's, if it is opening fine, let's just go to server 2 again. Is it open for everyone? Yes. Okay, thank you for the reply. So server 2, Now we're back to ECP or Exchange Control Panel or the dashboard from where we're going to be configuring some of the options here. The day-to-day tasks happen here on recipients area. You need to create certain mailboxes, you need to create certain groups, you need to create resource mailboxes actually, right? And contacts and shared mailboxes and migration. So these are different types of day-to-day usage for all the Exchange recipients that happen, and you have to work on that. So if we are seeing all the mailboxes, there are huge number of 390 mailboxes here. If we go to the plus sign, everyone is able to see the plus sign? Yes. So go to the plus sign, and I'm on recipients mailboxes, right? You could open this ECP from server 1, server 2, or whichever domain joined computer is there. You can open this URL from anywhere, right? So when we go to the plus sign, there is that user mailbox, and then there's that linked mailbox. We already know that we did create the user mailbox before, right, in the last class. So there could be an existing user in Active Directory whose mailbox we didn't create, but we then created all the mailboxes with PowerShell already, right? So linked mailbox is special, that if you have two forests created or two different companies, you're doing some kind of migration, or you just those users need to use the mailbox in their environment or in your environment, right? So it goes both ways, that you have to create a user account in Active Directory and attach it to a mailbox on the other side, right? But we don't have that environment right now, but later we will try to create that and do the linked box mailbox as well. So right now we have created the mailbox, user mailbox. We know the procedure for that. Let's go for some other types of recipients here. So there is that resources mailbox or resources area here. Let's click that. Everyone there? Okay, resources. So once we are at resources, click that, right? So click plus here. Now you have a room mailbox and equipment mailbox. So what is a room mailbox? It's a mailbox not for a user, it's for a room. Okay, so let's try to create a room mailbox, right? So click plus here and click room mailbox, right? So when we click that, now what is the purpose? The purpose here is that suppose there is a meeting room, room 401, there's a board room, there's a conference room there, and all the users, all the employees want to know when is this room available for a meeting, from when to when this room is busy, from when to when this room is available for meetings and everything. So main thing here is the calendar of this room that should be maintained by the admin. So room mailbox would be not a mailbox that anyone would be logging into. Room mailbox would be that created there to only share the calendar of that mailbox to all the users, so all the users could know that, oh, okay, this room is available from 10 to 2 today, and tomorrow as well, or the next week as well, or there are some conferences or meetings going on for the whole month now, so just for the calendar purpose, right? So room mailbox, let's just go for that, and we can just go for meeting room 101. So it's meeting room 101. I'll just put the same name here as well. So meeting room 101 alias is also meeting room 101. Okay, once that is done, let's just go ahead a little. If that account was already there in the organizational unit inside Active Directory, we would have just gone there. But meeting room 101, we are just creating a mailbox here. Location, okay, well, floor 2, suppose, and phone, whatever the phone is, and oh, that's from Mars. Okay. Okay. So, and then capacity, yeah, we can just make it realistic. So 20 people. 20. Okay. Number of people who can comfortably sit in the room. Okay, once we do that, this is just extra information, but we are just trying to just understand that, okay, this is the meeting room 101 and this is the location there, right? So it could be any information that you can put there. So then booking requests, accept or decline booking requests automatically. So yes, if somebody is requesting and that room is booked at that particular time, automatic message will be there that, okay, this room is taken or it's busy at that time, so you could just go for some other time. It's all automatic, right? Or select delegates who can accept or decline booking requests. So then a person, most probably the secretary of the department, would be handling this, and you would add his or her mailbox here, right? But if we go for accept or decline here booking request, so we're selecting this, and let's go ahead a little. Okay, yep, and tabs as well. So do we see more options here? Let's try to check or click that more options. When you go for more options here, this is just that which database you want to save this mailbox on. In our case, we just have one database right now, and that was created by default, right? So let's just click save here. There's no address book policy. We haven't gone to the address book yet. So click save here. Does it save? So when you click save, it does not save. Defaults. We just have one database anyway. Later we're going to be creating more databases. So okay, so meeting room 101 is created there, right? And we can log in from the mailbox. We have to log in from the mailbox, but if the meeting room is created, let's go to the edit or pencil icon here. Everyone sees the, so once you select this meeting room 101, there's that pencil icon here as well, right? So if you go to the pencil icon here, now all the editing or editable options are there. There's a general option here, and then booking delegates. We still haven't selected anyone. Booking options. So when we come to booking delegates, we can still have we have so many users there, right? In booking delegates, so we can just go for select delegates as well. So let's just we have Alan Reed anyway, so let's go for the second option, select delegates who can accept or decline booking requests. So when the delegates are there, let's just click Alan Reed here, right? So booking delegates, and then second option here, and plus sign, right? And all the mailboxes should be showing up. So Alan Reed mailbox is there as well, right? So double click that. When you double click, only Alan Reed appear here, because that's the only delegate we want to add, because this delegate has a mailbox, that's why it's appearing here. So double click that or click add here, and then press OK, right? So now we have a delegate that's who's going to receive the requests for room booking, right? So booking options here, allow repeating meetings. Yes, you can just create repeating meetings as well. Always decline if the end date is beyond this limit. There's a limit here. Maximum booking lead time is 180 days. Maximum duration is 24 hours. Of course, there cannot be more than that. So 180 days is the maximum booking, but you can change that to 365 days maybe. So allow scheduling only during working hours. That also is more stricter option. So we're just trying to understand these options are there, and there's a mailbox that can be created for a room, and we can just check the calendar as well. So, and contact information, yes, we already put that information. You can just put some more information there, but nothing here. So email address, we already have that email address here, meetingroom101@exchange domain.local. Mail tip, this is the feature that appears here, that suppose if you want to have a mail tip, so when you're about to send an email to that room or the delegate who is responsible, mail tip could appear like meeting room 101 is being renovated, or any message related to that mailbox could be put in the mail tip here. So per mailbox you could just configure some kind of mail tip that's going to, so as soon as somebody is trying to send an email to that room email address, at once this mail tip will appear that this meeting room is being renovated, so try later, or just contact that person. So this is just extra information about mail tip that appears at once as you are trying to email anyone, right? Mailbox delegation, send as. The send as permission allows a delegate to send email from this mailbox. The message will appear to have been sent by the mailbox owner. And then there is send on behalf. As the word says, it allows the delegate to send email on behalf of this mailbox, right? Not as this mailbox, but on behalf of this mailbox. The from line in any message sent by a delegate indicates that the message was sent by the delegate on behalf of the mailbox, right? And then there is third option is full access. Who has the full access to this mailbox, right? So Exchange servers, Exchange trusted subsystem, the full access permission allows the delegate to open this mailbox and behave as the mailbox owner. So let's add this access for our Exchange admin. So I'm on mailbox delegation, and then if we keep going down here, the full access, we're giving Exchange admin full access to this. So click plus, and Exchange admin mailbox would be there. If we type here like this, Exchange, was it Exchange admin or Ext? Oh, was it? It is Exchange admin, right? Just press enter. Okay, so Exchange admin is there. Double click that, and so double click that, and it should be added here, or click add here, and press OK, right? So easy task, right? Till now. Press OK and save. Okay, so Exchange admin has full access to the meeting room mailbox resource mailbox. These are called resource mailboxes, right? There is also a room mailbox here, but we're gonna add that equipment mailbox here. So the logic is same. If you want to use the projector, any equipment there in the company or anywhere, so you can just create that mailbox, and so we're just going to create that mailbox, but we're not going to set or go in details because it has exactly the same features. The main thing is that it's an equipment mailbox. So projector 23. Wow, projector 23. Okay, so we're just gonna create an equipment mailbox, but it has the same feature, so we are not gonna go in depth for that or in detail for that. So accept or decline, yes, anyone can accept or decline that, and it's just a name here, and we can just click save here. We know all the options here, right? So in the plus sign you can just select the equipment mailbox, but it has exactly all the features as the other room mailbox, right? So after putting just these two names, just click save and we're good, right? Save, we know the options already, right? So save. Now you have there's equipment and room mailboxes available. So are we able to choose the calendar of meeting room 101? We added a delegate for meeting room 101, and Alan Reed is that delegate, right? So if we click the room here, if you click the room here, meeting room, and you look at the right side, it says which user and all this other settings we have put there, right? Or information. So which user is having. So if we go to Alan Reed's mailbox now, Alan Reed's mailbox is open on server 1 for everyone, right? So server 1, and it's that mailbox is still open, right? Alan Reed, that mailbox is still open, right? So we can just try to check if Alan Reed has the information or access to the room mailbox calendar. So if you have opened the mailbox for Alan Reed already like this, try to see on the right top here, calendar, right? So Alan Reed, and there's a calendar. So if you click that calendar, so yep, it looks like this. But on the left side here, we can just add the room mailbox calendar if we can. So there are other calendars you can click, but it's not clickable yet because there is no other calendar added yet, right? So if we right click the my calendars like this, right click the my calendars, everyone on this page and on this option. Okay, when you right click, there's that open calendar, new calendar. We don't want a new calendar, we can just open calendar, right? So everyone there, just click open calendar, and from directory or internet calendar. So from directory, and do we remember the name of that room mailbox? Meeting room 101, search contacts and directory. There it is. So it is everyone is able to search that, right? So press open. Now on the left side you see another calendar here, right? So if we click that, now you're seeing that meeting room here 01, and the actual calendar, your calendar for Alan Reed, this is here, but for the meeting room 101 it is here, right? So now your Alan Reed is the delegate, and Alan Reed is supposed to be able to make changes to this calendar. So let's quickly make a change here. So on any day, just click on any day. Are you able to right click on any day here? So day 7, I'm going there and clicking new here, and then the whole event, and having pizza party because it's lunchtime anyway. So and save, that's it. Just type anything and save, right? Nothing important here. Well, it's very important, it's pizza, but yep. So click save. So yes, Alan Reed has the delegation rights to do that, right? And later we're going to try to check that. So we're going to leave it like that, and we're going to check if if you have added the delegate for the equipment mailbox as well, you could have done added that calendar as well, right? Okay, so if we go back to our server 2, this is done, right? So server 2 again, now we have created 2 mailboxes here. One is resource mailbox, two types of resource mailbox, room mailbox and equipment mailbox, and we do understand the purpose of that. The users are not supposed to log in from that mailbox. It's just to share the calendar of the mailbox. The resource mailbox's only purpose to share the resources, to tell or make the information available if that equipment or room is available at what times. And okay, so we understand the purpose here, right? So let's go for contacts here. So when we click contacts here, there's a plus sign here as well. If we click the plus sign here, now there's a mail contact and mail user. So different scenarios, and you could create different types of mail contacts. First of all, both of these users do not have a mailbox in Exchange environment. First thing is this. So the mailboxes of these users are actually outside our Exchange environment, which could be Gmail, Yahoo, or any other email or any other company email, right? So the scenario is that you have contractors in your company or temporary employees in your company, and they're just temporary here, so you do not want to create permanent user mailboxes in your Exchange environment for those contractors, right? So then you would just go for mail contact and mail user. So what's the difference? Let's just try to see that. Again, the mailbox for these type of users are not available in our environment. So mail, let's just click mail contact here, and it's contractor one, whatever. So contractor one, and control C that. I put it on display name as well. Well, if you click on the display name, it's already there, coming there, right? So it's a contractor, temporary employee, or maybe just for a project, she's there. So alias, we can just put contractor here as well. Now you can see that external email address is required here, right? So that's mail contact. You just have the contact information in your mailbox appearing for this person, right? So we can just go for imaginary email here. I already copied that, so contractor one at some email. I hope that's not actually an email address. Dot okay, something. Oh, I just put your email or something. Okay, so it's some company dot com or something, right? Dot net. That's an outside email here, right? So that's it. You could put that contact in an organizational unit as well, but we're just gonna keep it like that. So this is a contractor whose email or mailbox is not residing inside our Exchange environment. So click save here, save. Now contractor one mail contact has been created. Is it correct for everyone? Yes. Okay, thank you for the reply. Okay, now let's go back to our server one here. Alan Reed mailbox is open already, right? Alan Reed mailbox is there. Well, the calendar is open here, so we can just go back like this to click mail and go away from the calendar area, right? So click mail here, and now here we can see in the contacts. So if you click the new email for Alan Reed on server one, new email, and then go to this area 2 here, right? So new email and then 2. When you click 2, the contacts appear here, right? Is that contact there? So if you go to people or groups or all, or you can press this arrow button here. Anyone is noticing this arrow button? Arrow. So when you press, then all the other lists also come. When you click contacts, it's still not there. Or all contacts. Now all contacts has the contractor one, right? So again, that arrow button here, go to directory here, down, and when you go for all contacts, right? So contractor one is showing here, and when you go for the that person's email, yes, it's not our mailbox, it's not local employee here, right? So it's going to appear here. The main thing is that from your contact list, you're supposed to get the contact of this contractor, right? So this means you can easily communicate with that contractor through your mailbox instead of remembering and adding it manually yourself. If he or she is working for the company, you can just add mail contact there, right? It's just a contact there, but no mailbox. Okay, let's go for server 2 and for the other contact, which is mail user. right? So again, going back to server 2 and going to contacts, and this time clicking plus and go for mail user. So what's the difference between mail contact and mail user? So mail user has an Active Directory account in your Windows environment, still no mailbox in your Exchange environment. So mail user has added benefit that if it's a mail user, this means that that user can log into the computers of your company as a user. So it has to be an Active Directory user, right? But still, it's his or her mailbox is not present in our Exchange environment, right? So do we understand the difference? Okay, mail user here. Let's click that. So while we are here, so true or false? Mail contact can log into 80 computers. True or false? True? False? Is it false? Everyone agree to that, or? So mail contact can log into 80 computers. False? That's a popular vote. And mail user do not have an AD account. True, false? Okay, so we get a reply now. So yes, you're right, they're both false. They are exactly opposites of each other. Mail contact cannot log into AD computers because mail contact has just an outside email, and here mail user can log in to it has an AD account, right? So has an AD account. It's so quiet that some people will be snoring very soon, right? Okay, I'm not looking at anyone, right? So okay, so mail user has an AD account here, right? So let's just get going and create that. And what are the requirements of creating a mail user here? So it's also contractor 2, I don't know. So SMTP, external mail address. Again, the mailbox is not there, right? External email address. So again, it's gonna be, oh well, I didn't copy that, so I'm just gonna copy that and paste contractor 2 at some email dot something. So now it requires that it has to have an Active Directory user, otherwise it's not gonna let us create that, right? So it has to have an Active Directory user. We don't have any existing user without a mailbox because we did create with that PowerShell command mailbox for every user in the Active Directory. So we can go ahead with and create a new user, right? So we can click a new user here. So click a new user, and then yeah, whatever we copied here, I'm just gonna keep pasting here. Contractor 2 display name also, when you click it just automatically appears like this, right? So it's a new user, and just wherever you want to fill contractor 2 you can fill there, and it has to have an Active Directory login. So contractor 2 again, and the password, yeah, we can just give class password. So the only difference is that it has an AD user account, the mail user, right? So let's just click save here, and we're good, right? So click save. Does it let us create that? Okay, it's saving and still saving and still saving. What? Serious? And still saving. Wow, cool. Not cool. Wow. It's in shock. You know why? It's creating a user account in Active Directory as well. And in my case, Active Directory is shut down. Ouch. What? So it was done in your case already? Okay. So yeah, it never takes that much time. So it's correctly in shock. Zoinks. So server 1. Okay, I think it's expired, so I'm just gonna connect it to internet and get that 180 days. I think I did that already, but so one day or Monday it's gonna, oh yeah, today. Okay, so while it is logging in, well, I need to make sure it's logged in because the Exchange is taking all the authentication from here. It's very, very importante. Oh, come on. So, okay. Oh, there you go. So, trying to connect now. Oh, so used to doing commentary of whatever I'm doing. And it's expired. Woohoo! Oh, it is. Okay. And I'm not connected to internet. So, guys, that will be quick. Settings. VMnet 8. Finito. Okay. Well, should be getting that 180 days soon now. Minimize and right click and refresh and refresh and refresh, and it didn't catch that. Woohoo. Okay, not woohoo. So well, it is up and it's going to catch that as soon as it gets the internet connection. So I'm just gonna keep checking it from time to time. So going to server 2 here, and it's still stuck and in shock in my case. At least it should have given an error by now, but I'm just gonna, we get the idea, right? And on server 1, I'm just trying to make sure that my firewall is also on, not. Okay, on, not. That's another way to say off. Oh, it's off. Okay, so we have communication here, but somehow it's, well, it's right. It has a right to be in shock. So I'm just leaving that. You must have created that already, and if you have checked in the Alan Reed mailbox, it should be there in the contractor, in the contact list as well. The thing is, the difference that we need to understand, and we hopefully we have understood that difference, right? Now, so contacts, mail contact and mail user will be used for temporary employees or for temporary projects that you want some outside or who are not permanent employees here. You want to create the contacts for those guys, so you could connect to them or email to them easily from your within your Outlook contacts list. Okay, let's go for if there are any questions for resource and contacts, you can ask me. If none, then shall I go ahead? Okay, any questions? Or not. So shared, let's go for shared mailboxes here. Now shared mailboxes are shared by team itself. So maybe you have an IT department, and there you either can create a security group or distribution group for that team, which is a good idea. But you can also have a shared mailbox where 3 or 4 user accounts will have full access to that mailbox. They would be able to see each other's emails, and they will be sending emails on behalf of that mailbox that you create. It's kind of a team mailbox that 3 or 4 team members, or how many members are there, they will be connecting to just that. So they have their own mailbox already, but they'll be connecting to this mailbox as well. So each team member should be seeing in their own mailbox a second mailbox, right? Or they will be able to log into this mailbox and try to connect to that. So if we click plus here, oops, that was quick. So shared, everyone there, shared, and click plus here, right? So this screen opens now. Shared mailboxes let a group of users view and send email from a common mailbox and share a common calendar. You can set send as permission below to set full access permission, create the shared mailbox, and then edit it. So we're gonna have to choose 2 users instead of 1 or 3, or how many you want. So for that, first let's just get that list of users, or we can keep this screen open here, go back to our Active Directory, go back to server 1. We just want to know a name of one more user here. So I'm just going on server 1, going to server manager here like this, tools and Active Directory, then computers, right? Just want to know the proper name of another user whose mailbox we can use to add a shared mailbox. So Active Directory and computers, everyone there? Yes. Okay, thank you for the reply. So here, exchange users, right? Alan Reed is there. Let's go for, well, okay, there's Alana Shaw there. So right, Alana.Shaw, or you could just select any other user, right? So Alan Reed and Alana Shaw. So I'm just gonna go for server 2 again. So display name, okay, it's IT team mailbox. And well, maybe one user is having a day shift, second user is having the evening or afternoon shift and night shifts. So whoever's logging in will see the progress on the mailbox, how many emails are there, and the other user might reply to those emails, and the third user might reply to those emails. So IT mailbox here, just select and copy paste the same thing here as well. So once we create the name here, once we add the name here, we can go for send as permissions. They must have send as permission, right? That the send as permission allows the delegate to send email from this shared mailbox. From the recipient's perspective, the email is sent by this shared mailbox. So whoever is the delegate of this mailbox, if he or she sends an email, it will be coming from IT team mailbox instead, right? Not from that person who actually sent the email. So IT team mailbox is sending emails, right? So let's click plus here. And then, well, we can just know that too already, right? So Alan Reed and Alan Shaw, hey, we got a list, right? We don't have to remember that, so we're not gonna check all, but you can just add any amount, doesn't matter. Now we have a bigger team, so click add all and press OK. You can go for any number here. So press OK, but we still need to know which members are there, so at least another mailbox we could also open here, right? If we want to, but Alan Reed mailbox is already open anyway. So press OK here. And alias is still giving an error. Oh, no spaces, exactly. Thank you. Oops. Delete. IT team. Okay, dash IT dash team dash mailbox. Oh, they don't allow dash as well? Oh, they do. Okay, cool. So that's the alias ID team mailbox, and 5 users were added. Just noting that Alan Reed is there, Alana Shaw is there. So Aldith Walker, Alicia Harrison, Alex Hain. Okay, so any one of those mailbox, any 2 of those we can add as well. So well, they are added now as send as. Select save. If you go for more options, it's just gonna ask which database, but we just have one database, so we don't have to worry about that for now. But when you click more options as well, there are some other archived mailbox. We're not worried about that as well. So click save. Okay, so team mailbox has been created. 5 members have been added. If it is already clicked like that, so to your right side there are some options here. First of all, again, that alias to which anyone can email, and then there's in place archiving. We haven't started talking about archiving, but we will. Email connectivity OVA is there, and if you wanted to move that, it can be moved to other mailboxes as well. Okay, so IT mailbox is there, and we can actually try to go to the edit option. We need to give full access to those users, so those users can add the this mailbox in their own personal mailbox, right? So let's go to the edit or pencil icon here, this one. Click edit, right? And then where can we add full access? Where is the full access option here? I think we can go for mailbox features. No, we can go for mailbox delegation. Yeah, so full access is there. Everyone there? Mailbox delegation, full access. So we can give full access to those 5 users. Well, we should have remembered that. Otherwise, you know, the first 2 or 3. Click plus here. Yes, that same list comes up, so we know from here to here we selected those users, so they have full access now as well, right? That's full access. This one. So click plus and just select those same users, and we are giving them full access as well. Click add. Okay, click add. I think there should be a podium here. I should stand as well. Okay, press OK here. Once we're added, so now they have full access as well. We have Alan Reed mailbox already open here. Let's check if we can add that mailbox to the personal mailbox of Alan Reed. So Alan Reed could see not only his mailbox but the shared mailbox as well, right? So how do we do that? Click save. So we have added those users to the send as permission area as well as full access permission area. Save. Okay, we remember the IT team mailbox name. Email address is this. Let's go to server 1 again, where I was trying to get it 180 days. Thank God. Okay, so I'm just gonna remove that VMnet 8 here. Okay, so here well, my machine got restarted, so I have to still open that Alan Reed account. But anyone knows how to add another mailbox from another user's mailbox? So http // oh, it's still not cached. Okay, so it's server 0. Oh yeah, it is cached. So over Outlook web app. Yes, Alan Reed. Oops. Oh yeah, it's password 1. Thank you. Okay, so the mailbox is open. Let's expand that. Now Alan Reed has his own mailbox with all these folders on the left side, right? So here, if you see on the top right side here, Alan Reed again. Did you see the option open another mailbox? Everyone sees that? So under the name and this will only work if you have full access to the mailbox, and better you have the send as permission as well as a delegate, right? So open another mailbox here, click that. So this screen comes, right? And then we can just go for the team mailbox. So what was the name? IT team. Well, if you just put IT team and go for search, so it should search that. Yep, it is. It has done that. So if we click open here, anyone there? Right? So click open now. And well, it is asking for select time zone. Yes, it is letting letting Alan Reed access this mailbox, or does it? Save. Now this is ITT mailbox, right here. You know, we can, so let's just send an email to Alan Reed from IT team, or to our you know, Exchange admin. That has nothing to do with the team mailbox, right? So Alan Reed is logged in as IT team mailbox, right? So new email, when we go to new email, after we have Alan Reed, his own mailbox is still open. This is the second tab that opened, giving access to Alan Reed to inside this mailbox of IDT mailbox, right? So if we go for Exchange admin here, search, just type Exchange or go for the whole thing. Exchange admin. Did I put something wrong? No. So that's the mailbox, right? Oh yeah, it got it. So Exchange admin account is there, and yeah, send a message, email from ID team. In the subject as well, just put email from ID team, right? So the main thing is we understand that Alan Reed has full rights or not to send an email on behalf of IDT mailbox to anyone, any other mailbox, right? So click send here. If you have created that email, click send. Does Alan Reed have rights to do that? So it's not in the drafts folder, it's in the inside the sent items of the shared mailbox now. If we go to server 2 where the Exchange admin mailbox is already open, we can check that if this email came from Alan Reed or this email came from IT mailbox. So if we go for Exchange admin, yep. So is there any indication that Alan Reed actually sent that email? No. Oh, okay, there's a no, there's a yes. So can we know from here that Alan Reed sent that email? So it's only IT team mailbox is sending. There are 5 members there. Anyone can send from within the IT team mailbox an email, and we would not know which member actually sent that email. So we're talking to a team here. We're not talking to an individual anymore, right? So we're talking to a team here, right? So you know, we have an NHR user as well, but the main thing here to understand is that if we go back to server 1, those other users, if you sign out from Alan Reed and sign in from Alana Shah, and then go to this same area, you know, in Alan Reed area, we just went for the name. In Alana Shah's mailbox, exactly the same process. She could also log in to the ID team. When she sends an email, that email is coming from the team, not from an individual, right? So we get the idea that other 5 users should be able to access this the same way. Now guys, we haven't installed you know, Windows 8 yet, right? We don't have Windows 8. Do we have ISO of Windows 8 here, right? It's inside the C drive, because we need to install Outlook, right? So can anyone confirm or all confirm that you see a Windows 8 ISO, Windows 7 ISO, any client operating system, right? 10 ISO is there. Wow. 10 and 7, right? In the ISO prototype folder. Okay, so in the C:\/ prototype folder you have Windows 7 and 10, right? Now majority of the companies would have 7 and 8, and whoever is migrating to 10, whoever is doing that dumb move. Oh well, the thing is they should wait for 1 year at least until 10 matures up and stop restarting. Okay, for no reason. So anyway, guys, we need one machine with Microsoft Outlook 2013 because majority of the features, I wanted to show this feature in another way as well, shared mailbox. You could, in Microsoft Outlook, you can have your mailbox and you can see this mailbox in the same line on the left area here, right? So in Outlook, you can have this view in a different way, and you can have much more features as well in Microsoft Outlook, right? And ultimately, all the Exchange users will be, majority of them will have Outlook 2013 or Outlook 2010. So, and if there is problem on that side, you as an Exchange admin will have to go down there, or at least figure out yourself what is the problem they're facing in the Outlook. So this OVA is connecting with Exchange in an online mode. There is a online mode, and then there's a cached mode. Cached mode means that if you have Microsoft Outlook, it's going to download your emails to a folder. Anyone knows what's the folder on the Outlook side that saves all the emails? OST. PST is that you could transfer private folder and then export the emails, right? .ost is the folder. So the thing is that now we're gonna try to make it even more realistic environment, and for that we need that Windows 8 machine. But can we have 4 total machines at the same time in a 16 GB computer? 4? We're gonna be suffering as long as we have. So, or we can just go for Outlook 2013 on Windows, on the domain controller itself, instead of having a 4th machine here, because we need to know how Outlook works. Not, yep. We are about to add second Exchange as well for the high availability features and everything, right? At that time, because especially one of the features is DAG, database availability group. That is advanced features, and that we need to really master. So we must have, just like SQL Server, we must have 2 Exchange servers as well. So we can have Outlook 2013 32-bit version of Windows 7. Yeah, that's going to be 1 GB, I think. And Outlook, so Outlook and 7 could run on 1 GB. It could, yeah. So that's 1 GB, and Exchange 4 GB, and domain controller 2 GB. We're good. So it's 11 GB out of 16 GB. Well, we have to still manage that. So guys, let's go ahead and install that Windows 8 or 7. Actually, let's go for Windows 7. We need as less memory to be used, but we still need to have that experience of a Microsoft Outlook connecting, and it has its own issues which OVA can never show you, right? Or Outlook web app can never show you, browser-based client cannot show. So here, now what we're doing here is, let's click home button here like this, and then go for create a new virtual machine. And then typical, now you have to just go to that folder where Windows 7 is, so we could use lesser memory. It's the Outlook that we need to learn, not the Windows 10, and right? So Outlook would behave the same way on both operating systems. So browse, I have Windows 7, and well, 64-bit doesn't matter. Yeah, still okay. You have 64?
Yeah.
It's okay. Go for 64. Yeah, still 1 gig will be used, right? Hopefully. So Windows 7, double click that. Does it show Windows 7 to you? Okay, let's go next finish. So Windows 7, everyone is able to see that, right? Prototype folder, $C / prototype, right? So next, well, if you're not seeing this screen, it's okay. You don't have to put the key there. We're gonna have it activated for 90 days, or you have Imagine Academy access, and there you get all the keys anyway, right? So you can just put from your Imagine Academy even now the key and go there and put that, right? So next, this Windows 7, I'm just naming those machines according to the course, so anyone else who sees those machines at least know that this is for this course. And in the end, it's always a good idea to put your name. So I'm just putting my name there just to show that you know, if it's a public computer anyway, other courses, if they bump into your machine, they should know that it belongs to someone, right? So, and put it in your that C3102, right? That path, you guys are supposed to give that path. Okay, let me just put that there as well. That's a good reminder, thank you. So virtual machines instead, yes, we already know that, right? So it's D : /, is it COMP? It's E, D, and COMP3102, just like previous machines, right? So, and then this Windows 7, the course, and the name, right? So everyone knows that. So if you have already done that, click next finish, and we're good, right? So those who are doing that, please see that. I think nobody's seeing that, so we're good, right? Okay, shall I go ahead? Somebody's looking at that. Okay, next. And 60 GB, yeah, Outlook won't take that much, so 60 GB is okay. Whatever is the default is okay. Next, we just need to make sure that here it is connecting to the correct VMnet, so it could search and connect to our Exchange server, right? So anyone remembers what was the VMnet we chose? 8? No, sorry, 12, 10? Well, anyway, we can just 12. Okay, so customize hardware, NAT 12. If you're not sure, we can just still check out even after the installation, right? VMnet 12. Okay, when at 12, press close, finito, right? Finito. Wow, we need a break, don't we? Really? Nah, just okay. So yeah, at 3, right? It's the halfway. For the morning ones, right? It's not the halfway. It's halfway is already passed, I guess. Halfway for this 4-hour class. I wish the Tim Horton was near on this floor. And I wish there was not a million people lined there. So if I go to that line now, I'll be coming back in half an hour, right? Or maybe it's just line up there in the morning. Now there's no line. Oh, really? Okay. Wow. Okay. Any class is finishing and they're all okay. So, well, we are about to reach the hour, guys. But still, make sure that this is installed. While it is installing, we don't have to just watch this. We can just continue doing our own lab here. Yeah, it's installation is still going on, and I'm just checking my VMnet setting here. It's 16 GB. Okay, in my case, I forgot to move it, but everyone else is on 16 GB on Exchange server. I mean, like not exact 16, but 10. So yeah, if it is on 4 GB, that's okay, right? Just like SQL. 8. Yeah, it's gonna, so for second exchange server it's gonna be big problem. So guys, if you're on 16 GB on exchange server, make it 4 GB or 6 GB. 6 GB also for the total memory. It's not good. Go 4 GB. Well, I cannot reduce it. Nope. Anyway, so while the Exchange installation is going on, Windows 7 installation is going on, we're supposed to install today Exchange, second Exchange, just like second SQL Server, but yeah, I'm delaying that. So the team mailbox, we get to understand the whole concept behind that. The team is talking to you, not the individual, right? So we can go back to our this recipients area. So resources, we understand. Contacts, we understand. Shared mailbox, we understand. Mailboxes, we already created those. Then there comes this groups option, and later we're going to be doing some internal migration as well once we have created some more databases, and so we could migrate our mailboxes from one to the other. Whenever you want a break, let me know. Because you're quiet, this means you do not want a break. So let's continue now. So come on, say it. Okay, break. So 15 minutes. 9. Come on, man. Okay, pausing now, and we're talking about distribution groups here. So security groups, distribution groups, and dynamic distribution groups. That's a new feature here, dynamic distribution group. So we're going to be testing them, and let's check it out a little. So distribution groups, just like we have Google group there, and you just have to send it to one email address, and all the members get that email. So that's the distribution group in Exchange as well. For all the employees, you can just create different distribution groups. Then we can go for security groups. A mail enabled Active Directory security group object must be universal group in 2013. So there's a security group as well that can be converted to mail enable group. So if in Active Directory we create a security group, that can be converted to mail enable group as well. And then there's a dynamic distribution group, uses recipient filters and conditions to derive its membership at the time messages are sent. So this is a really cool feature, but let's get going with our distribution group first. So let's get back to our environment here, and there's that groups option here. So everyone on this page, on server 2, while you're all on server 2, what happened to our Windows 7 here? I think it's installed for everyone. Do we have a DHCP here that's that has given an IP address to our Windows 7 here? So if we go to server 1, well, I was going to talk about distribution group, but let's just make sure that at least our Windows 7 is joined to the domain quickly. So later we could just deploy that Outlook as well. So on server 1, click minimize this screen. So on server 1, we want to go to DHCP. Everyone should be seeing on server 1 to your left side this DHCP, right? So it should be there. We all installed that. So and if it is showing here, then we go for tools and go for and click DHCP like this. Go to tools, click DHCP. We just want to make sure that it's working. So if it is green like this, the IPv4, and if you expand furthermore the scope here and double click that scope as well, go for address pool. So that machine should have received IP address 51, right? That machine should have got that, right? but did it get it? So if we go for address lease here, is that so? Yes, that Windows 7 machine in my case is because I haven't even changed the name, but it got the IP address already, right? So that Windows 7 machine got an IP address from our DHCP already, because in the address lease it is showing that. So this in my case it's the that's our name for that machine. And okay, so we're just going to quickly change the name and join it to the domain, so it's part of our domain. So later we could just deploy the not SQL Server. I'm back into that class. So later we could just deploy Outlook on that. So on Windows 7, let's go back there. Let's scroll way down. Wow, the floor is moving. Dush, dush, dush. Seriously, just my side is like the whole thing. Okay. Hey, which truck is that? Okay, so let's go and check our ipconfig configuration. Oh, everyone feels that, right? The tremors. Okay, so let's go home. Just kidding. Okay. So let's go and check our. Just go here and start, right? So start and go for command cmd. So just look for cmd like this. CMD, right? So ipconfig should be giving you the .51. Yes, that's coming from our DHCP. So the DNS information is correct, and it's giving the correct domain here as well. So we're good with that. This means that we can just join it to the domain, and also we could just rename it in one shot. So on Windows 7 we can rename the machine and join to the domain at the same time, right? So client 01, so I'm just going to rename it now. Let's just click the file explorer here, or the yellow folder, and then right click the computer here, and we can just go to properties, right? Everyone there? Wow, man, you're surviving. Way to go. The resistance to wow. So properties. So right clicking my computer. Yep. Not compulsory as long as it's coming from the DHCP. It could be 52, 3. It's okay. Okay. So click change settings. Guys, let's just change the name and domain as well, if it could let us do that in one go. So no, so click change here, and there's that client 01. Oh, no was for your problem. I thought you were saying that it's not possible here. Oh, client 01 domain exchange domain dot local, right? So let's just rename the machine and join it to the domain and press OK. Just one restart, right? You don't get this option? You're not getting this option? Home edition. Wow, we got it here in prototype home edition as well. Okay. Oh, you selected the wrong one. So exchange domain dot local, press OK, and then just if it asks for credentials, yep, it is asking. So exchange admin, so we're putting exchange admin and the password, right? Press OK. It's joined to the domain. Okay, press OK and restart. Man. Restart. Okay, once this is done, okay, let's just go back to our server 2. We were about to complete that groups task, but now at least Windows 7 is ready for our deployment of Outlook. Once it is restarted, renamed, and IP address is already given, so Windows 7 is good now. Well, that's a good time to actually take a snapshot of that, because if it, this is the configuration we would want to go back if we messed up the machine. Well, when it restarts, that's a good time too. Manage the credentials area. Okay, so groups, let's just click plus here. So let's go back to our server 2, everyone, and on the groups, let's click the plus sign. But if you click here, that arrow, distribution group, security group, and dynamic distribution group. So let's go and create our distribution group here. So the purpose is again that through one email address, we could just send email to the members of that group, right? So that ID team was there, right? So ID team distribution group or yeah, distribution list, ID team DL. So I think alias will not like that, so dash. Yeah, that was funny. Okay. So ID team DL, and then let's go ahead a little. So we just put that name here, right? So owners, exchange admin, who's creating that, and well, let's just randomly put something there, someone. So click plus here for the owners. Well, it shouldn't be owners, sorry. Cancel. So members, add group owners as members as well. So in members, we can just go for, so under here, members, right? Plus, and it's already selected, so press shift and whatever you can select, right? Anything, just for the fun of it. Click add. I didn't select all, just this much, right? Just go for one or two, right? It's okay, doesn't matter. Press OK here. So, and then there are some choices here. Choose whether owner approval is required to join the group. Open, anyone can join this group. Yes, anyone, or closed, members can be added only by the group owners, just like Google Group. Owner approval, all requests are approved or rejected by the group owners. And open, anyone can leave this group without being approved by the group owners. Oh, okay. So this is it. I mean, we added the members and we add owners already there. You could just add someone else as well, and it could be kept private as well. I just click the closed, which means members can be added only by the group owner. It's up to you, just choose any option, but that's how we just need to understand this is a proper distribution group or distribution list here that we can configure. And if we go way down here, choose whether the group is open to leave, and yeah, I just read that all, I think. So save, right? Nothing here, just put the names, some members, and you got a distribution list or group available, right? Save. So that's the distribution list or distribution group here. To the right side, you should always see some options, if there are any options, or just information available. Who's the owner, and it's not giving a list of members, but who's the owner. Okay, second one is security group in the groups. So any question till now? No? Yes? Maybe? Oh, it's not shut down? Okay. No, just push it a little, fast like this. No, it's gonna drop down. So anyway, security group, let's just click there. Now security group, would it require anything? Mail enabled security groups can be used to distribute messages and to assign access permissions to Active Directory resources. Now, security groups' sole purpose was to assign access. This was the main purpose of creating an Active Directory security group. We already know that, right? Kinda. So, but we can convert that security group to a mail enabled group as well. So what's the benefit here? We can just quickly create a security group now, because it's going to require that, right? So we can convert a security group into mail enabled security group. So for that, we can just go to server 1 here, server 1 back, and then do we have Active Directory and computers open? So tools, Active Directory then computers. I think it's already open. Let me just scroll down. Yep, it's open. So we can quickly create a security group and put some members there. Here inside the users container in server 1, Active Directory then computers, in the users container here, right click, new, and group, like this, right? So we're just creating a security group. So we can just check later if we can mail enable a security group, right? So new group, when you click the group, it's just typical group. So we can just go for accounts group, and put it on. So you can see here that there's a security written here on the right side, and there's a distribution written here as well. So if it was a security group before, we can just keep it like that, security and global, or we can just go for universal as well. Universal is also helpful to give rights and mail enable it, but global can also do that. So press OK. So that's it. We just created a security group here, and refresh. So now accounts department security group is there. Let's pretend there are 1,000 members there. We just have to add members, but even if we don't, we just need to understand if we can convert that to some people are kind of hey, why didn't you add the members? So let's just add 1 or 2 members here. Accounts group, members. So double click the accounts group. I double click the accounts group, members, add. Okay, Alan Reed. And Alan, check name. There are 2 Alan Reed and Alana Shaw, so just selecting whatever is coming after typing Alan. Right? Press OK. So that's how it looks like now. It's a security group. Security groups are supposed to give access to other resources and also let users have higher privileges if they're added to some privileged security groups. So apply OK, right? Right click, refresh. So in the users container, we created a accounts group, and it has 2 members. Excuse me. So server 2 here. Let's get back to server 2 if the security group has been created, and let's just create that mail enables if we can. So it's the accounts DL distribution list, right? But we know that alias won't like the spaces, so with okay, accounts DL, and description. So owners, exchange admin is there, browse, that's just going for again OU here, right? And we have here exchange users OU and everything, but Okay, yeah. So that was just an okay, so let's just go for some random members here. Plus, just creating a member here, right? See this plus members area, right? Plus, and same thing, whatever random members you can choose, add. Okay, here guys, wait a bit. Can we check here for a security group? So if I click oh sir, okay, cancel out. Yeah, if guys just see this, can we search here security group as well? So these are all the members. You have added the member, that's okay, but when we click search here and we go for account here, it doesn't show up here, right? If you go for advanced search here, that's yeah, it's not going to search any security group that is not yet a mail enabled group, right? That's what I was just trying to show you. So I'm just adding those random members as you already did. Random members, add. Okay, so owner approval is required, or choose whether the owner approval is required to join. Yes, just save it. Let's save it. Right, so there's that accounts DL that's been created here, and let's just check our security group back if we can. So I'm just going for server 1 here, right? Server 1. Do you, so already Active Directory is open there, right? Active Directory is open there in server 1. Oh, it's not working. Oh, okay. So accounts group, right click, properties. So we can there is that security group. It was working as a security group till now, right? It was working as a security group till now, right? If we could just make it as a distribution as well, right? Accounts group, I'm just checking some options here, right? So you have a security group, you can convert it to a distribution group from here as well, right? So if we apply that as a distribution group within the Active Directory here, if we I just changed from security to distribution because it was already having a member for the you know, security access only, or the access to any resources. But if you try to convert it to distribution, what happens here? Apply. You are converting a security group to a distribution group if this group is used to grant or deny permissions on network resources. Members of this group may lose access or gain undesired access. Are you sure you want to continue? So they might not be working as the security group anymore once they are converted to distribution group from directly here as well, right? So this is one thing. So if we click yes here, yes, press OK. So we have converted that security group to a distribution group already, right? If we press yes here, well, it is yes now. Press OK and refresh. Does it show there at all? In the groups, right? Does it show there at all? Not right now, right? So well, we're gonna just wait it out. We're just gonna try to see that if it is added there or not, or it shows there or not, right? So about this, so it has been created here. Let's just click. So we are back in the groups area, right? So first of all, I was just showing you that security group can be converted directly there into distribution group. Now if I want to email those guys, I could just use that address to email those guys, right? But here we have already created this security group here. Let's try to edit the options here with the pencil icon here. Let's click that option. So there are many then options here. Right now IT team DL is that security group that we have created. Ownership, when we click there, yes, this is the owners. Membership, these are the members. Membership approval, yes, these are all the settings for that. Delivery management, only senders inside my organization. Who can send and who cannot send, only the inside users can send that, and you can add all outside users as well if you want. Message approval, yes, this is just related to moderation of the group. Email options here. So this is the email option that is available here. IT team DL at exchange domain.local. Each email address type has one default reply address. The default reply address is displayed in bold. To change the default reply address, there's only just one address here, right? So this is the email address for that security group that we have created here. Can we edit? Click edit here. Everyone sees that? So when we click here, we can change that to any of the other we can try to make it compatible with others as well, like MS Mail, CC Mail, Lotus Notes, but we're going to be talking about that later. What are the other formats that we can put that? But right now I'm just showing you all the options here that are available for a security group that has been created here inside the Exchange organization. Mail tip, we know that if you want to put any announcement there, right? Group delegation, if anyone else wants to be delegated or want to send. So the thing is that distribution group, once you create a security group inside this, it's going to act as a normal distribution list, as we have created that before as well. But does it appear inside the Active Directory as well? Do we see the IT-team-DL there in Active Directory as well? So this name is there. We saw all the edit options. If we go back to server 1 here, can we find that inside Active Directory as well? Yeah. So when we click refresh and go find that, right click like this and find, right? So go for IT team, well, it should find from there. So IT team DL as a group is available here as well, right? So we did create a security group there in Active Directory. We could convert that to distribution group, and we created a distribution security group there in Exchange server, and now we find it here as well in Active Directory. But if we double click that group which we created in Exchange environment, what does that do? So double click that, it is already there selected as distribution. If we create it inside Active Directory, we can convert it to security and distribution. If we create it inside Exchange environment, we can convert it to security or distribution. From both areas, both sides, we can do that. But Exchange only creates distribution group, right? Exchange cannot create security group like just having the security access features of that. It will create a group that is basically distribution group, but it can convert to, then you can from Active Directory convert it to a security group as well, right? So from Active Directory and from Exchange, when we create a group, we can convert them as per our need and scenario, right? So from both areas, when we see that group, so we can create from Exchange, it's going to create distribution group. From Active Directory, we can create security group, right? But we can convert on both this. In Active Directory, we can convert both these types of groups to security or distribution group, right? So that's the security group that you can create from there and convert it back, and from here and convert it to distribution group there as well. So this is showing us a lot of flexibility, but the this feature, dynamic distribution group, this is very this has automation inside, right? So what is that automation? So dynamic distribution group, let's just click that. When we create that group, so well, we can just go for management group. So it's management DL. Oh, instead of group we can just go for DL, right? Distribution list, right? So management DL. In dynamic distribution groups, the membership list is calculated every time a message is sent to the group, right? So this calculation is based on rules you defined when you create the group. So we're going to create some rules here that what type of user mailboxes should be getting email from this dynamic distribution group, right? So when an email message is sent to a dynamic distribution group, it's delivered to all recipients that match the rules you've defined. So we need to define a rule here. Suppose a person, those users across the organization whose Active Directory attribute department has accounts written in it. So whoever is a member of accounts, that user mailbox Active Directory attribute will have accounts written in that. So this email should go automatically check Active Directory, check all the users that have the department attribute written as accounts, and then send that email to those users. So it's not like you have to add manually yourself the members. It's going to detect according to the rules we create, right? But that was just an example. Okay, let me just get that management deal here. So let's see what kind of rules we have, or any rules there. So when we go down, create a dynamic distribution group, there's that organizational unit. We can just choose one organizational unit and all the members of that. From among those members, whoever matches the rules we are about to define now, right? So it automatically it's already by default selected to all recipient types, but we can go for only the following recipient types: users with Exchange mailboxes, mail users, we create one mail user, external email with external email address, resource mailboxes, mail contacts with external email address, mail enabled groups. So these could be the types, but we can go for all recipient types here, right? Can we select that? Can we select that back now? So once we select this, can we select this back? Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of clicking. I could hear the clicking from end of the class. Okay, so let's just yeah, sorry, add rules. So let's click the add rule here because we were going to that last, then it goes back. But if we don't select that, then it's going to be stuck, right? So click add rule. So yeah, we want all recipients, but still, can it identify, or what are the rules there that we need to know? So select one. There are attributes here, right? So these are the Active Directory user attributes or group attributes as well. We can keep going down, and there are custom attributes. Then there's recipient container. There is company as well. There's a department as well. Suppose we are going for our department here, right? So if we click the department, I just click the department here, so cancel. When you see the drop down list here, I'm clicking the department here, right? Enter words. So this screen should open there. Specify the words or phrases. So if the users are from accounts department, right? So I'm just putting accounts. And well, that's let's just go and keep it simple. So we need to go for in Active Directory for 2 users or 3 users, and in the department attribute, let's put accounts there, right? Especially Alan Reed email is already open there, right? So let's see if the dynamic group, when we send an email from Exchange admin to the dynamic group, it should be going to all the employees or all the users having their department attribute as accounts, right? So I've just added this accounts here and press OK. So the word accounts is here, right? Seems pretty simple, and it's all recipients. So all recipients, and the word and the department, that is accounts. Let's keep the screen open here and go to our server one. I think Active Directory users and computer is still open. It is open, right? So where's Alan Reed? Exchange servers, Exchange users. Everyone sees that area, Exchange users. And Alan Reed mailbox may be open still. So double click Alan Reed. And I think it's in organization. Yeah, there it is. Department, accounts. Right? So is it accounts or account? No, there's S, right? I think I put S there. Okay, so this is the attribute for this Alan Reed user. Now, well, even with one user we can check that. Apply, OK. If we are emailing to that dynamic group directly instead of choosing Alan Reed, and we haven't even added manually Alan Reed to this dynamic group. Alan Reed just has a department attribute as that accounts, right? So the only similarity is there. But if we have made that change, let's just right click and refresh that. Right click, refresh. Now let's go back to that screen here on server 2. So all we selected here was all recipients and the rule called accounts. So the theory goes, if domain admin, exchange admin from his mailbox is sending email to management DL, it should reach in the mailbox of Alan Reed, right? Because Alan Reed's department attribute is accounts. Suppose whoever has the attribute of accounts in the department, maybe there are hundreds, you don't have to manually add them anymore, right? When you send to this dynamic management, distribution group, it should search that attribute and send email to those attribute holders. So save. Do we understand that, right? So save. Okay, refresh. So Alan Reed has that attribute accounts. So let's see if it works. So on server 2 we still have exchange admin mailbox open, and we can go for new email. On server 1 Alan Reed mailbox should be open. If not, let's just open it later. So new email inside exchange admin, and the group name was management. I think management, right? Manage and search. It should just, yep, there's that management DL. And does it really work, Alan? So we haven't manually added any user to that distribution group. So send. So I just send it to the group, but does Alan receive that? So press OK. Maybe it takes time to, for refreshing all the information, or maybe it just works now. So if we go to Alan's mailbox, I'm there, and if I refresh, nope, didn't reach there, right? So it needs refreshing or something. We made that rule, right? We can make a specific rule as well. Alan Reed all recipients. Yeah, Alan Reed has a mailbox here, and from exchange admin we have sent that. So if we go to the send items, management DL email has been sent already to management DL, right? So that rule, if that rule is working, that the attribute should be working as well. So sometimes it takes a little longer time to see the results, and sometimes anyone, I think no one has received that, right? Okay, we can change the rule as well. We can just try to check it now. If you go to server 2 again and the ECP again, and there's that management DL, right? So if we click that management DL and go for that pencil icon there, edit, we are editing the management DL, the dynamic distribution group. So where are the rules here? So we go for ownership, nothing here. Membership, okay, there's, when you go to membership, there are those rules that we were talking about. All recipients, so recipient container is users. Nope. Hey, when did I add that? Everyone is seeing that? So it just took that. Alan Reed is in that container. Alan Reed is actually in the exchange users container, not in recipient in users container, right? So can we change that? Because that criteria seems to be wrong now. If we click the container option here, this one, Alan Reed is actually in the exchange users container, not in the users container, right? So press OK. It seems like, well, this is correct. The information is correct now, but we can check it, right? So exchange, so this is the correct container as well, recipient container and department. Let's click save and just send another email. So maybe because the information was wrong, maybe it didn't work that, because it's rule, so that's why it's not kind of straightforward thing. I'm just going to send click that new email and go to that dynamic, or just resend that email again. So it's management and well, send, refresh. You got it? Okay, so rule works, huh? Inbox, refresh on Alan Reed side. What? Hey, who said yeah? Okay. So good, guys, does it work? Cool. That's not fair. It's not working with. Oh, now it. Well, okay. So the rule has its timing. Seriously. Okay. So, yeah, I need to be patient here. Okay. So the rule works, and it did add a wrong information itself. The users, it just decided itself that, oh, it's a user, so let's just add the users container. It was thinking, or it had decided that. Okay, so we have to still check the rules. This means what we learned from here, we have to check the rules again and again. Whatever we change, make a change, click save, then double click edit and check that setting if the information is still correct, correctly taken by the rule, right? So okay guys, so let's just go for our next lab here. Now there's that mailbox, we already worked on that. Groups, resource mailboxes, contacts, shared. Then there's that migration here. Now migration could be done on databases, from one database to another database on the same exchange server, on one database to another database on another exchange server, or across the other inter-organization, right? There's another company and there's this company, so there are many levels of migrations here. Now before the migration, so we need to do that, and it actually starts as a batch. But before that, we have to actually create some databases to have that migration. Now where are the databases? So database option is not here in the recipients option. So can we go down to the left side, and do you see servers here? Everyone sees server? So it's on the left side in the line of the recipients. Way down, the third last is the server, right? So when you click servers, now there is that one server we have. Later we're going to be having another Exchange server as well, or in next class we're going to install that. So there is that one server. So databases, let's go to the databases here. Okay, there's one default database and it's not even properly named. It's just like 136 something, right? So random numbers here. So we're going to properly create those databases, and when we are trying to properly create those databases, we're going to make sure that the two drives that we created, one drive was dedicated for databases, second drive was dedicated for log files, right? So we're going to try to create our databases and log files and place them in the proper drives. So if we are in the databases here, let's keep this screen here and check if we have those two drives that we are supposed to put our database and log files separately on. So keep this screen up and let's go down here. So here, File Explorer, do we see two drives? Okay, you do see two drives. Everyone sees two drives. I don't actually, because maybe I didn't create that. Yeah, I had that problem of my machine was, so everyone is seeing E and F. Yes. Okay, so this means I could just really fast create that. Oh really, I don't have that. So guys, 1 minute. So hard disk, what was the size, guys? Anyone knows? 100? 100 terabyte. Okay. Okay, done. But I still need to format that. Go, move it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to Server Manager here, File and Storage Services, and then disks here, and that drill. Bring online, yes. Right click, initialize, new volume, next, and that's E drive was databases, right? E drive database. X, create, close, offline, bring online, yes. This is a short kind of break, but it's not break, no. If you're dispersed, I don't have a class to teach. So next, and done. Logs. Was it log or logs? Z. Okay, next. Because when we create a second Exchange server and we are creating that high availability option, it will check down to the spelling of the name for the drive as well. Okay, so drives are created, and when I look now, yep, there you go. So database E and logs F drives are there, and they're 100 GB, right? Is that the case, right? So I'm just gonna close that, and let's get back to our configuration there. Here, so databases option, everyone back there. So let's create our first database, DB1. So click plus here. Okay, DB1. Now it has to be on some server. We have just one Exchange server here, so click browse. Server 3, right? That's the only server we see here. Oops, server 2 in your case, so don't be confused with that. Server 2, we see that. Press OK. Now guys, here we have to be careful. We are giving that path for the database and for the log file on their respective drives, right? So for the database now, I'm just gonna put it more, I'm gonna zoom it more. Okay, here I'm just clicking from here right beside the mailbox and trying to press backspace. So I'll start deleting that. I want the mailbox folder. Until I reach here, and delete to just remove that extra. Now for databases it's E drive, right? So E. So there's a mailbox folder. If it doesn't create, we're gonna have to create that. Actually we should. So mailbox folder and db1, and db.edb is the database file itself, .edb, right? So for databases it's E drive. Then I'm just going for log files as well and clicking right after v15. Oh, here we don't need the mailbox actually. So from mailbox, a little back, I'm starting to backspace, backspace, backspace until here. But guys, logs, just type here logs. Now we need to create two folders, one folder in E drive called mailbox, one folder in C drive called logs, right? While staying on this screen, we need to create that, but I'm gonna quickly check one thing. While it is, this information is there, if I just quickly click save, so don't do this. So let me just jump first, right? So from the clip, oh okay, if I survive you can also join me, right? So save, yeah. Oh, okay, thank you sir. F, okay, now I can jump safely, right? So thank you, E and F. So I'm just trying to check if it creates the folder automatically, otherwise it's going to give me an error, right? So I can only do that. You should you can just check it. If the error comes, save. If it goes well, this it will create the whole thing there. Otherwise it will say, hey, it didn't find that folder mailbox, it didn't find that folder logs, which is already not there. And please restart. Yes, it's okay guys, so go ahead. So restart the mailbox exchange information store. So information store service is always restarted when you're doing some basic database level tasks. And information store service, so suppose your exchange server is working fine now and you restart this service, it's going to disconnect all the connections from your databases. So it's very critical, crucial service here. And if it is stopped for some reason, your databases will not be accessible anymore on that particular exchange server, right? So information store is very important service here. Well, it says restart, press OK, and first DB1 is created, first database is created. So this is created, but let's just make sure it is. So let's go to the file explorer. So in you all got errors?
No. You got it? Failed to mount database DB1.
What is saying?
Failed to mount database DB1.
And
Error, an active manager operation failed. Database action failed.
is everyone getting the error?
No.
No? No, you create the folder.
The folder has abandoned.
Yeah, it created that. It's supposed to. It also need what? For everyone? Okay. Just you two are lucky, right? Lucky ones. So we got a winner. So drive E, if we go there, mailbox is created, db1 is created, and the db1.edb is created, right? But guys, your spellings were okay, or you could just try that again, or maybe a colon or a slash. So this is the path we need to give for other two databases that we are gonna create now, db2 and db3. So E drive has the mailbox folder created for it, and F drive has the logs folder created for it, and now these are all the logs that have been created here, right? Everyone is able to see that? So in the log folder, db1 has all these logs. We're going to be talking about those log files as well. What are those, and why they are so critical. So what happened? We'll try again. Let's try with the second db and make sure that there's no spell mistake or anything, right? So minimizing that and going back to the second and third database. So click on the databases page again. Let's click plus, and this is db2. Later we're gonna make it highly available as well. db2, click browse. Yes, which server? There's only one server, server 2, right? This is the browse, right? So there's only one choice here. So put the name db2, click browse, select that server, and we have to be careful about this path now, even more careful now, because that folder does exist now. So after for database, I'm starting from right after v15 and going back. Remove that backslash. Maybe it's double backslash there, guys. When we were removing, there was a double backslash, so I had to remove that too. So E, now it's the db2. Press tab here. For the log, we don't need the mailbox folder, so we're going to start from db2 directly and at the end of the mailbox like this, and go back to program files here. So now only db2 is there. Add the folder name logs and the drive name, drive letter F. Now the paths are there. It should be just being added. It should be added without any error. Supposed to be, but let's see. Go for db2 and try that. Is it working? And you know what? Instead of mailbox, now go for anything and 1. Mailbox 1, logs 1. So this is the path, everyone. And E drive and F drive, make sure the drive letters are correct as well, and then save. So hopefully it's, if we are careful, this should be good. What? Error? Anyone? Okay. Okay, so information store here as well. That is going good. Third one. Now we know the drill. So plus db3, browse, server 2, and the same. Let's be very careful here. E drive, db3 for the logs, starting from right after mailbox. Logs is the name and F is the drive letter. So db3 is also, well, seems to be good. So save that too. Right, everyone done with DB3? So save, and it should be mounted. So when the databases are mounted, of course they're accessible. When they are not mounted, they're not. So the status should be for all three databases as mounted. Now we have a bigger task to worry about. We need to equally distribute all the mailboxes from the default mailbox, from all the mailboxes from the default database to these three databases, right? So that requires that migration task, right? So then we understand how the migration task can be performed as well. But we have three databases here. They have been properly placed according to the best practices in the industry. So they are active on server. So when we see these three databases here, they're active on server 2, right? So, and if we just try to see other columns here, so servers with copies, there are no copies of these databases yet, but we're gonna have copies of these databases as well, which means that if there's an active database, there will be a passive database as well. And passive is all about, you know, whatever's going on in active, it's creating up to the last second copies of whatever activity is going on the active database. Right now we don't have any copies. It's that column is of you know, it's not of any use right now. Here status, they're all mounted, right? What about the bad copy count? There is no bad copy here. We don't have a copy of any server right now, but later when we introduce the DAG, then we will have copies, right? Okay guys, so DB1, DB2, DB3 are there, and they are mounted. Let's go for any one database and check its own whatever. Any database. Hey, check your services, guys. Your services, two services were off, right, at that time. Check your services. So and you know what to do, right? So anything exchange and automatic has to be running. The status has to be running. Okay guys, so here DB1, if we click that and go to pencil sign, edit, now there is that path. Backup, we haven't done any backup, but in future we're going to be doing that. So but there is a lot of information about the database. We can just scroll down from here, go to the right side, try to keep scrolling down here. The whole information is there, nothing to change, just the information about the database in the journal. But when we go to the maintenance option here, then we have some options here. Maintenance schedule is 12:30 up to 4:30, right? And it's so it automatically schedules and does some internal maintenance as well. We're going to be talking about that maintenance when we come to that topic. Journal recipient is also an option there. That anyone knows what is journaling in Exchange server? Journaling. So it's that you want a copy of every email that has been delivered, that has been sent or received through this database. A copy of that will be saved somewhere else. That is called journaling. So you create a journal mailbox, and then the copy is saved of any email that comes and goes through this Exchange environment. But anyway, we're going to be talking about that as well. But if we go down here, there's that enable background database maintenance. Yes, that is already. So what happens inside when we say maintenance, we're going to be talking about in another slide. What are the maintenances going on? Don't mount this database at startup. This is well, for special situations we can select that as well, but for now, yes, we want it mounted. This database can be overwritten by a restore. If you're restoring from another backup and you don't want this database anymore, So from that backup, you can restore an older database and overwrite this database if you want that to happen. Otherwise, from backup, when you restore, it can create a new copy of that, right? Circular logging. This is very important feature. If you don't want your log files to be filling up your disk space. Now, anyone knows why log files in Exchange grow much faster than in any other application? In SQL Server also, but Exchange, the log files, especially the transaction log files, grow really fast, and they could fill up your disk space if you're not watching, or if the backups are not running properly. So log files or transaction log files get filled up so fast. The reason is all the emails that come to your Exchange environment, they are first residing on top of the log files, the 1 megabyte log files. If it's a 3 megabyte email, there will be 3 log files for that, right? And that's their temporary stay. I mean, the log files, when they arrive, they first arrive and are put on the log files, which are just text files, and then from text files they are permanently copied to the database. So that's a full procedure. So log files, if there are thousands of emails coming and going, log files will increase so fast. So this, and how to get rid of those log files when they're created? When we do a backup, the backup sees that which log files have copied its data permanently to the database and which log files have not copied its data permanently to the database. So the log files which have copied its data to the database permanently, the backup will delete them. The log files who have not copied its data permanently, the backup will not delete them. So we're going to be talking about those in detail, although this is kind of a brief intro to that. But circular logging, only purpose of circular logging is that if you want to save your drive space, free space from filling up, right? So then circular logging is used. If you go to limits here, so limits, issue warning at 1.9 GB, prohibit send at 2 GB, prohibit send and receive at 2.3 GB. Anyone knows what are those values? For what purpose are those values there? Issue warning to who? To the users, to the mailbox users. So this is a very small limit. This is not fair actually in today's standards, that if the user's mailbox tries to fill up to 1.9 gigabyte, issue warning, prohibit, user cannot send email if the mailbox size reaches 2 gigabyte, and 2.3 send and receive both. Receive will also be prohibited. So yeah, that's pretty nasty. Yeah, we can just put here 4.9, give it space to breathe, 4.9 GB, and prohibit send at so 5, and prohibit send and receive at 6 GB. So we are giving each user 6 GB mailbox. So this could be any policy you can have, right? So but if you go ahead of 6 GB or make it 10 GB and there are 10,000 mailboxes or 50,000 mailboxes, then you're talking huge space there. Then you must have a lot of drives there. But here we're talking about 6 GB is too much to give to 10,000 users. Office 365 in the cloud, do you know how much mailbox size is there? No, that's that one drive that for storage for file server kind of tasks, right? But mailbox size Office 365 is giving is 50 GB to each user. 50. So that's Microsoft's terabyte and terabyte of storage. That's they have to worry about that, but they're giving 50 GB. That's wow. That's too much. but you have to pay for the Enterprise 5 package for that. That's $43 per user per month. That's a lot of money. 50, nearly $50 per user per month. Okay, but big organizations, yeah, they can afford that. Okay, so keep deleted items for 14 days. What does that mean? So, well, what it says, so it will on the database level, you're selecting that the deleted items from the that recycle bin, actually not from the recycle bin, but also from those. See this, enter a value to set number of days that deleted items are retained in a mailbox. You can enter a value from 0 through to 24,000 days. Wow. Okay, so anyway, if you keep the deleted items for 14 days, so users keep on deleting the emails, right? If you don't delete those deleted items, they're going to pile up and they're going to really fill up your mailbox. So that's why every 14 days automatically it just cleans the whole. That's the default value, right? So it has to delete all the emails from the deleted items folder. Anyone knows what is this? Keep deleted mailboxes for 30 days. For days and 30. So by mistake, you as a system administrator by mistake deleted a mailbox. Still, that mailbox will not be deleted. Maybe after 15 days you realize, oh, that mailbox I was not supposed to delete. Whoa, what happened? So it's still not permanently deleted from the exchange itself. For 30 days it's gonna keep that. But again, whatever values you're changing here, that's going to increase the size of your database. And the more the numbers you are putting here, the longer that data will be inside your database. This means your database is bigger, growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So you have to keep, and it depends on, maybe there are 2,000 mailboxes on this database, or maybe there are 200 mailboxes on this database. And maybe there are so many abusers there. Your director, your CEO, they don't want limitations, so you are giving them open hand here. So you have to check your database size all the time, how fast it is increasing, and who are the abusers here, right? Who are really going out of the and using really making their mailboxes bigger, right? But if we put the quota there, of course, then they can't do anything. So don't permanently delete items until the database is backed up. This is still another security check here. Don't permanently delete any items until the database is backed up. So making sure that anyone has deleted that, still, don't permanently delete anything until backup is done, and then delete everything, right? So and then warning message interval, we're going to be talking about intervals of when the warning message, how instantly. So this is like every Sunday the warning message will come, but you can just put for the abusers, if there are many abusers there who are just filling up the mailbox size, and you didn't put the quotas there, so you can just put the warning message here to come sooner than just after 1 week, right? So this is good, that they should be really annoyed with the warning messages if you're putting that every day 3 times instead, right? So their mailbox will be full with actually warning messages more. Okay, then there's that client setting here. So client setting, the last one here, option is just offline address book. So we haven't talked about address books and address lists, and so when we talk about that, we're going to come back here. But offline address book just means that your contact lists could be offline available when you're not connected with your company virtual private network. So let's close that now. We got bored enough, so let's close that now. Oops, no. What am I doing? Leave this page. Okay, that's what I did. Did we make any change there? Yeah, we made 4.9 and 5 and 6. So save it or leave it, it's okay. So guys, DB1, DB2, DB3 are there, right? Oh, I think we have time. So let's try to do some migration tasks here. So what we're trying to do here is, yeah, so
That wasn't me this time.
okay, so let's try to do the migration. Now there we have 3 databases now, right? So actually 4, but we are gonna get rid of that default database after we get rid of all the mailboxes on that database, right? So 390 mailboxes are here. 390 mailboxes are here, right? So let's start it quickly, at least. In fact, so we are going to be distributing, you know, random 100, 120 mailboxes here, 130 mailboxes here, and whatever is left on the 3rd database, right? And we're going to make sure that those mailboxes are not available on default database. So we could actually delete that default database that was created when the Exchange was installed. And we had created all those mailboxes on this database. So how do we know that which database contains mailboxes and which database is empty? So there's a PowerShell command for that. On server 2, everyone there? On server 2, let's go to now we need to go to Exchange PowerShell. So for that, on server 2, let's go to Microsoft icon there, and then click that arrow. Everyone there? Click that arrow, and then keep looking everywhere. So here, Exchange Management Shell, right click. When you right click, there's that run as administrator here. So right click Exchange Management Shell and run as administrator, right? So click that, press yes. Guys, one more thing is that just, you know, map it or pin it to the taskbar, right? So once it is open, right click it, and do you see this pin this program to taskbar? So you don't have to go inside and search that. So pin this program to taskbar, click that, and go ahead. So it is connecting right now. Okay, is it loaded for everyone? Okay, cd backslash. So the first command, cd backslash, enter. Okay, now get mailbox. Get dash mailbox is the command that just shows you all the mailboxes across the Exchange organization, right? So get mailbox and enter. It's gonna show you all the 390 mailboxes actually. So enter. Okay. Now how many databases are there? So get dash mailbox database, right? So get dash mailbox. If you put D there, press tab there, it completes that. So get dash mailbox database, right? Enter. So we have mailbox database, the default one with the weird name, and then we have DB123 here, right? Okay, so we see all the 4 databases here, right? And then we can go, so up arrow, and again the command is get dash mailbox database, and we can just put here DB1 and pipe get dash mailbox. You know what it does? Just on DB1, how many mailboxes are there? None, right? We never shifted any. Enter. Well, Yep, there's nothing. So all the mailboxes reside on which database? Anyone know that? Yeah. So okay, let's try to type that. So instead of DB1, if we put mailbox database, now this number is different from your number, so just go for your number, right? So 136.712, 136.712, 67.55. So that's the pizza delivery number. Yeah. Enter. Yeah. So, and it says, oh, okay. We have to.
When you say get mailbox database, put mailbox in quotes, put a star after mailbox.
I was gonna say quote. Yeah. Exactly. As you said, sir. Thank you. So, quote. We can put star in if we don't want to put the whole thing. That's also good. So, and yes, all the mailboxes reside here. So let's get them moving, right? 4 here, this one. Oh, that's your number is different, right?
Where do I get the number?
Oh, get dash mailbox database. So if you want to know the database name again, get dash mailbox database, but it starts with mailbox database name anyway, so we can put in quotes that mailbox database and end quote and then put star. Oh, let's do that too. So get dash mailbox database. So this is a command for that, right? And then mailbox somebody's snoring. No. It was a okay, that sound good. Okay. So, oh, well, oh, how was it? Start? So guys, what was that suggestion here? Guys? Okay. Oh, forget. I'm just gonna check that. Okay. So, okay, once we know that, yes, all the mailboxes reside on that database, let's just go for migration. So, for that, there's that command prompt as well for migration, and then there's that graphical interface as well. So, let's go back to our ECP on server 2 here and click recipients. When we click mailboxes, yes, all the mailboxes are showing here. So recipients, and then we go for migration, right? So everyone on migration? Okay, so if you go for the plus sign here, move to a different database, move to this forest. So we're not importing anything, there's no migration going on, but we're just going for the different database one, right? So click that, move to a different database. So select the users that you want to move. Now guys, we need to go for random 100, 120 users for the first one, DB1, and next 100 because we have 390 of them, right? So maybe 200 next to the next database and the all remaining one to the third one, right? There is no specific count here. Although we have scripts that could just do that, but they are very complicated scripts. Oh. Okay, so select the users that you want to move or specify the users with the CSV file. We have already those users here, so click plus here, guys. Plus, right? So now we got a lot of users here. And okay, let's go for letter A, B, C, D until E, right? So I'm just going down. A is already selected here. I'm just going down until the E ends. So D, and yeah, there E ends on Exchange admin actually. So that could be like, what, how many? 106. Okay, we're good. Maybe FGH. I'm just going for H, and the last one is Hug, not Hillary. So now we are 141. Okay, that's good. So until Hug, add. Okay. So 141 selected, and all are added here, and press OK. Right, until the last of the H. Press OK here. All the users are there, all the mailboxes are there, and let's go next. Right, next. So here you have to name that batch. So it is migration 1. Then we're gonna go for the next batch, migration 2, and the third batch, migration 3, right? So move the primary mailbox and the archive mailbox if one exists. So archive mailbox is just a copy of your actual mailbox, right? Well, it archives all the emails or just stores those emails for you, and that archive mailbox have to be on a database that is offsite. It should be, or on the cloud. So either this or move primary mailbox only without moving archive mailbox. Move archive mailbox only. So we don't have an archive mailbox, so this doesn't apply, but the target database does apply to us, right? So let's go for target database, click browse, and DB1. So click browse here and DB1, right? And click add. So we are just adding DB1. Let me know if you're falling behind or something. DB1. Yeah, that's the tiny database. Press OK. So it should look like this now. Migration 1. And when you browse, just go for DB1 as a target database. Exactly. Target database, right? We don't have an archive database. We don't have to worry about that, right? So target database is this, and then more options. Let's just check that. Bad item limit. So sometimes it happens that corrupted mailboxes also get copied and they corrupt the new database as well. If there are some mailboxes that have bad items, or items mean email or a contact or any other item there, but sometimes they are corrupted, sometimes they take up a lot of memory because of the corruption, sometimes they do other different, they don't even let the database mount, sometimes it comes down to that. So normally we've been doing in production environment, when I was migrating, always it would be 30, or that would be a limit that, okay, if you have that much bad items, still go ahead and migrate, but above than this, don't migrate that particular mailbox which has corrupted items limit more than 30, or whatever limit you want to give here, right? But we would just give 30 or 35, like that. So on this page, migration 1, DB1, and 30 bad item limit. Next. Okay, so a new migration batch will be created after you click new, and after the batch is complete, a report will be sent to this mailbox. Okay, yeah, we need the report. And automatically start the batch. Manually start the batch later. Nope, we want it now. And please select the preferred option to complete the batch. Automatically complete the migration batch, or manual complete the batch by clicking the complete this migration batch link on the right pane after the link becomes active. Guys, this is very important option here. Manual complete the batch. Sometimes it happens that you're given a task in the morning that, hey, transfer or migrate 50 mailboxes. So the users are using that mailbox, and you have to do that in the morning. You're given that task to do the migration at 7 o'clock or at 10 o'clock at night, and you're kind of like, huh, what, 10 o'clock, no way. So if you start migrating at 3-4 o'clock, you know that users are gone already, but you cannot start, as a company policy is, you cannot start that before 10 o'clock if that's a company policy. So the users have gone at 3 or 4, you start migrating them, but you choose this option then, that the mailbox, the heavy lifting has already started. The migration of the mailboxes started in the background. Users may be using, maybe not using that, but they're not going to complete the migration. When the 99% of the migration has been done, the mailbox data has been shifted from to the target database, the complete this migration batch will be the link will appear, and when you click that link, it will just show finally that the mailbox have been migrated from this database to that database. So until you click that link, the actual connection will be for on that source database, right? If you want the connection of the mailbox to the database to the target database or new database, then you will click that complete batch file. So the main thing here is that you can do the background work before, and at 10 o'clock you can prove that, hey boss, see this, I completed all the migration at 10 o'clock, or I started it at 10 o'clock, but actually you did the whole background work way before that. So then you have to manually click that link, and it will just transfer the connectivity of those mailboxes from the source or older database to the new database. But we don't want that. We just want automatic complete as well. Just migrate the whole thing, and that connectivity from older database, remove that too. Okay, so, and you can just schedule that migration as well, or manually start. That's not scheduled, actually, manually start. New, so click new here. Is everyone ready? New. Okay, it's a lot of mailboxes, but they're all empty. Still, it takes time. So it's syncing. If I refresh here, it's still syncing, still trying to do that. So there is that synced mailboxes 0 of 141, finalized mailboxes 0 of 141, failed mailboxes 0. On the right side you see some information. If you scroll down, some more information is there, but you can see some more details about the actual progress, right, if there's any. So because it's still syncing, it hasn't started the migration. So view details here, everyone sees that? View details, right? So it opens another screen, and now you can see that all the mailboxes are queued for migration, and then it's all the reporting here. If you go to the right side and scroll down and go for more details, again it scrolls down to more queue direction. So this is the main area, in progress duration. So it hasn't even started yet, right? But that's 141. I think I should have chosen just one, just to check the migration. But ultimately we need to move all the mailboxes and divide them to different databases here. So even in next class we're gonna just continue migration for DB 2 and 3 in the background, while we do some other portion of the exchange. We're gonna try to learn something more, but in the background the migration can keep on going, right? There is another there's a PowerShell command as well here. So if we go for exchange PowerShell here, while this is queued, if you're on this view details, that's a better view that at least you could know, and you can just keep pressing refresh after half an hour maybe. Well, we just have that much left, even not that. So Yeah, you know, when you refresh, maybe one mailbox has started. But if you're, of course, if you're working your Exchange machines on the external drive now, you can suspend these machines and continue at home as well. If you are working with this migration here on the desktop, then we can carry on. When in next class we can start over from here. You can try to shut down for when we are leaving. We're not leaving now. This is 44.
For the
Mhm.
can we just migrate to Mailbox?
Yeah, sure. So at home you can just test the migration in your test lab as well, in the other environment you have created. So there also just try with few users just to see how it works. Also the PowerShell version of that would be, so I'm again in the Exchange PowerShell. So get dash mailbox what was that? Oh, new move. So there was a new get dash. Yep. So get dash move request. So get dash move request, if you put that there and enter, now every mailbox that has been queued, oh, some are in progress, some are completed as well. The PowerShell version gives you much more real-time information about what's going on, right? So it's this get dash move request. So completed is not being shown there in the graphical interface, but it's showing here. So maybe refresh. Okay, now it's showing. Maybe by the time we came here it started doing that. So if I go back, so this is the get dash move request here, and you can still put the pipe there and try to check if the what is that tab on the top, status, like status, which are queued. It will only show which are queued, then status, and it will only show which are completed. It will only show which are in progress. So in progress are only these, right? So it just migrates few and then go for the next few, right? Batches. So get dash move request here. If we go back and check that in the graphical interface, so refresh now, and yes, you're right. So item synchronization, Alan Reed, we have some items because we did send some emails, and completed is a lot. Okay, syncing, and there should be, okay, the rest are all syncing. So if we go to the report here, in progress, now queue duration is 5 seconds. Wow, seriously? Well, it's giving its own type of timings, but we can get some real time here. Get move request again, so we can just check which ones are completed, but it takes time. But that's just one batch, right? Go for next 200 as well at any other time and move them DB2, and the rest 100 or more to the DB3. Hmm. 13 minutes. 1-3. Let's do some of the lab. So okay. At 13 minutes we can achieve a lot, man. Well, at least we can make sure it's finished, right? Oh, yeah, it's or not. Well, I think it's doable. Good. Few left. Because they're empty mailboxes, so shouldn't be much there. No, there are a lot actually. Queued. Okay. Well, we can give it a lot of memory and processing here. You know how we do that. So, well, for now, oh, hey, which MS Office we have? Do we have MS Office in the prototype folder here? No? In prototype? MS Office, anything? So, MS Office, guys, so before next class, get from Imagine, oh, you don't have MS Office from college as well?
We only have Office physically, but
Oh yeah, the online. Ah, okay, I have to give you evaluation then. Or, you know, which other version. But no, we're not gonna use the resuming now. So yes, the migration is done. All so guys, I could just let's just check that command now. How many mailboxes are on DB1 specifically? So I'm just gonna put that command here. I just, because the migration for me is done, for the record of the video, I'm just gonna put that command up there, which was showing us how many mailboxes per database are there, right? So DB1, I already put that, and before there was no mailbox. Now we transferred 141 mailboxes to DB1. So for this particular database, how many mailboxes are there? So I'm just going to press enter to this command. This command is going to tell me for this database how many mailboxes are inside, right? So get dash mailbox database DB1. If it is complete, even if it is not complete for you, you can still check it because some mailboxes are there already, right? So enter, and yes, there are until H. Yes, Hug Sharma. So we have till H all the mailboxes there, right? We're good. So for others, if I go for DB1, yes, we have. For DB2, nothing. For DB3, nothing. So yep, nothing. So DB1 only has all those mailboxes. It's done. So in next class, we're gonna, in the background, continue our migration. So when we get to the class, we're gonna start the migration. By the end of the class, we will be done by then, right? And it's not that it's taking that much. It just took last 10-15 minutes to do the whole thing, right? So okay guys, that's it. So I'm just gonna send that video to you. Try to take a snapshot of that and try to copy your machines as well if you can. You know, that's the only lab we do. Yep.
once it shows the finalized, it's done, right?
Yep. So but go for that command as well, get dash move request, right? Okay, shutting down the machines. So we need MS Office, so I'm just gonna try to ask Cyrus.